Hello to you, my grade fives. It's been ages. I haven't seen you in like forever. Um, so, let me try and catch up because you guys have been in quarantine for a long time and we haven't had class in a long time. Since before spring break, it's been since you've seen me. So, um, I'm going to be doing one video a week. Um, just to try and get you guys to be doing some music and whatnot. Most of them it's going to be based around your ukulele stuff. But the hardest part about doing that is that I tune your ukuleles. So the first thing we're going to have to actually talk about and actually deal with is how to tune your ukulele. Now, usually I don't actually expect students to tune their own instruments until they're a little older and they have slightly more tuned ears. But we're going to try our best because unlike our band instruments like trumpets and trombones and stuff like that, which do need to be tuned, but not that's more for higher level stuff than where you guys are at. These instruments, string instruments, have to be tuned very regularly because if the strings are not in the right tuning, then you get, that. So this is what sounds, this is a ukulele that hasn't been played in about a month and a half. So that's what some of your ukuleles probably sound like right now. So we're going to start by, I'm going to show you guys how to tune, okay? So the first thing we need to do is when you guys watch me do it, I do it really quick, right? I can tune a ukulele pretty fast, and that's because I've got really good ears and I've been practicing for a long time. You guys, some of you have little tuners at home, and that's great. And if you have that, then you're good. You probably are fine. Even if you have a tuner though, I would recommend you try doing it this way because this is going to help build your ear training and help you be a little bit more in tune with the music you're playing, just overall, right? So, if you're watching this on a computer, I'm going to ask that you get your parents to help you do this. And you can go to this, there's a site, it's called ukutuner.com. It's a very helpful little site. I'm going to show you, I have the site open on my phone. And you can, if you want to borrow your parents' phone or you have a tablet, you can use that. And so when you open the page, it's going to look something like this. Okay. And we're going to scroll down. I'm going to actually show you on the thing. We're going to scroll down and you're going to actually see an actual ukulele head here, right? Now, if I keep going, it's going to say pick up preset tuning. We want the one that says standard or high G, right? That's really important. You need to have standard or high G, because there's different ways of tuning ukuleles. You might notice that on my ukulele, when I pluck the low string, the first string, it makes a pretty low sound, and this one plays a pretty high note. That's because mine is a low G tuning and yours are high G. So you want to make sure it's set to that, and then if we scroll back up here, it actually shows all the little tuning pegs. Now, I told you a long time ago, never touch the tuning pegs. And we're not going to follow that rule anymore. We only touch them when we want to tune the instrument. Now, here's the part that I'm worried about. Okay. If you're not paying attention to when you're tuning, sometimes what you'll do is you'll be like plucking a string and you're turning the tuning peg and you're like, it's not changing. And then you're going to hear poing! And that's because you're twisting the wrong one and you're actually tightening it up and you just can't tell, and then bang, you just broke a string. Okay? So I want you to be really careful when you're tuning your instrument, because if you break the string, you can't play it anymore. Okay? So you got to be really careful. Now here's the other little tip I want you to try and do. This is going to seem a little weird, but I'm just going to start with this one string here. And when you twist this one way, it's going higher, right? The pitch is going up. And that's because I'm tightening up the string, okay? And if I twist it the other way, right, you can hear it going down because it's getting lower, okay? Now, whenever you go to tune your ukulele, I want you to just give it 1 or 2 twists so it's lower. I want you to always try and tune from a lower point, because what I found is some people, when they try to tune, they might not notice that the note that they're already playing is actually higher than the one that they're supposed to get to, and then they just keep twisting and tightening, thinking that they're not quite there yet when they're already past it, and then they end up breaking a string. So try and always go from looser strings and then tune up. So when we tune, we always are tightening the string, but we start it by just like loosening them up a little bit. Only a little bit. If you loosen them too much, they'll just fall off the ukulele. So only just a little bit, like 1 or 2 turns loose. Okay? So the goal here is to try and make your ukulele sound like the app, okay? So you can see the head of the ukulele. So if I'm gonna tune this one, I'm actually gonna click the little play button on that one there, and it's actually gonna play that sound that I want. So I'm gonna demonstrate once. I'm just gonna, see, that's not even close, right? But I'm gonna twist it. Not quite there. There it is. Right? So it's playing that exact same note as the tuner, and it's not making any of that like buzzy sound, right? If I turn, that's not quite there. Right? So that's an in-tune note. So then I'm gonna do the next one. I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna do the C, and that's the next note. Okay, so there's I got my C and the G. Then I'm going to do the E string. If you can pluck it at the same time and you can't actually hear 2 different things, then that means it's in tune, because they're playing exactly the same note. And then the last one is the A. And then I'll just do a quick double check. I start from the beginning again. Okay. Now you might want to go through all your strings twice. After you get all of them, you want to try it again just to make sure they're in the right spot, because your ukuleles haven't been played much and the strings are going to be a little bit stiff. Okay. Now that should be in tune. So So if you play a C chord, right, which was, if you remember, 3 fingers up on the A string, it should sound nice. And if it's out of tune, it will sound like a nightmare. So there's our how we tune, okay? And if you're having a lot of trouble with it, you can give me a call. You can have your parents call me. You guys can send me an email. I would love to hear from you guys. It's been ages since I saw you or heard from you, and I would love to hear from you. So if you need to get a hold of me, or you have any questions, or you need help with your ukulele, or anything else, you can give me a call on my cell phone, which is 250-882-8219. You can also send me an email to my teacher email, which is rlarden@sd91.bc. Sorry, rlarden at sd91.bc.ca. I don't know what I was saying before. Yeah, so once you've got your ukulele in tune, and you should, I think anytime you pick up a ukulele, you should try to use the Ukulele Tuner app and make sure that it's in tune, not only so that you're getting your ukuleles in tune, but also so that you get used to tuning it. It requires us to use our ear to actually do that kind of adjustment. And it's really important for us as musicians to learn how to tell when something is out of tune or in tune. It takes a lot of practice though. So I think it would be really helpful for you if we start doing that now, okay? So bookmark that page, use that, okay? If you're really struggling and you're still not able to do the tuning on your own, let me know and we'll figure something out, okay? In the meantime, well, every Wednesday I'm going to put out a video on this YouTube channel here, and we'll do some kind of little play along thing, right? And just so we can start off with something that you guys are more familiar with, right? We're gonna start with In the Jungle, because you guys remember that one, I hope. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my lyrics up here. And so we had verses and our choruses. And so this was a really simple one, if you recall. All we needed was 3 chords. We needed the C, F, C, and then G. And that's all we needed to do this song, right? And hopefully you remember how to do C, right? Which was ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. And F, which was your pointer finger on fret 1 of the E string and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then the G, or we could do G7, which I think some of you are more familiar with, which was pointer finger on exactly where you had it for the F. So it's the same as F, but we bring our middle finger down 1 string, still on the 2nd fret, and we also sneak our ring finger in to the 2nd fret there. Okay, right? So we have this. So hopefully you have your ukuleles, and hopefully they're tuned. And if they aren't, pause the video, make sure they're tuned, and then we're going to try a little exercise together. And if we're doing any exercises or anything while we're doing this, and you're like, oh, this is too fast for me, I can't handle it, it's too fast, Mr. Larden. There's a little gear down like right about like there, and you can actually go to the speed and you can slow the video down. Of course, then I'll be in slow motion. But if you need to slow down the video so it's easier for you, go for it. And if you get through an exercise and you're like, oh, I screwed it up. Ah, darn. And just rewind the video. Just do it again. Just do it with me again. Okay? So, we're going to start off really simple. All I want you to do is get to a C chord, and I'm going to count to 4. Okay? And all I want you to do, I'm just going to put a metronome on here so we have some kind of a rhythm. There's our drummer. Okay? All I want you to do is do a strum and then rest for the other 3 beats. Like, right? Okay, then we're going to switch to 2 strums and 2 rests. Then we go to 3. Then we go to 4, which means we just keep going. Okay, so we're just going to focus on down strums, right? Just all quarter notes, all tas for the moment, okay? Okay, now we're going to try our little pattern here for In the Jungle, okay? Okay, and I only want you to strum on the first beat of every 4, right? And then we move to the next chord. I'll demonstrate once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. F 2, 3. C 2, 3, 4. G 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you have 3 counts to move your fingers. I'll go a little slower. 3 counts to move your fingers to the next chord. Okay. Okay. And if you are having trouble with the remembering your fingerings for the chords, I don't think most of you will, because I think most of you are really solid on your fingerings. But if you are having trouble, let me know, and I'll send you a chord sheet or something so I can make sure that you get some kind of remembering for that. Okay. So, just a reminder, so C was 3rd fret, and F was 1st fret with the pointer, 2nd fret way up there, and then G7, we make like a little triangle with our fingertips, right? Okay. So we'll try and go through this a couple times, okay? So here's the challenge. We're going to go through we're going to do this twice, okay? And we're only going to strum on beat 1, okay? And we do that twice. Then we're going to try to keep going. We're going to try it again, but we do it 2 strums for each, okay? And we repeat that twice. Then we have 3 strums, and we do that all twice. And then we try and see if we can do all 4 strums with no break between them. Okay, so we'll see how we do. Okay, we'll start with here. So just 1 strum and then 3 beats of rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 4. Repeat. Strum 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3. Now we go 2 strums. This is the repeat, right? Now we go to 3. Start again. Now we go to 4 strums. Again. Okay. Apparently, I'm getting some messages in the middle of my lesson. Okay, so this is the first time some of you will have even considered picking up your ukulele in like a long time, so I'm gonna just start with that. Next Wednesday we will do a little more. We'll try and do some singing along with that, and I encourage you to try and get your ukulele out every day and just practice tuning it. Even that is actually honestly, tuning your ukulele will probably be the most difficult skill that you guys will learn how to do. Especially those of you who use an electric tuner at home. So like I'm talking about you, Kayla. I encourage you to try and do it by ear. It's a lot harder, but it'll help you grow as a musician way faster, okay? So, like I said, if you need to get a hold of me, you can call me or send me a text or whatnot on my cell phone, 250-882-8219, or you guys can send me an email at rlarden@sd91.bc.ca. I miss you guys dearly. I really look forward to seeing you in September when we can actually do band instruments for the first time. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know. And I will see you next Wednesday. Okay? Bye-bye.